Welcome to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a post-apocalyptic masterpiece that blends action, faith, and one of the greatest plot twists in modern cinema. This is the full, detailed story of the Book of Eli, released in 2009, directed by the Hughes brothers, and starring Denzel Washington. Stay tuned until the end for my personal opinion and final rating. Now, let's walk the road. The story is set 30 years after a catastrophic event known as the flash of solar war that scorched the sky and ripped a hole in the ozone layer. The world is a desolate, grey wasteland of crumbling highways and ash. The few survivors resort to cannibalism, murder, and theft. Clean water is more precious than gold, and literacy is almost extinct. In this dead world, we follow a lone traveler heading west. His name is Eli. He walks with a machete, a backpack, an old MP3 player running out of battery, and a shotgun. But his most prized possession is a book, wrapped in cloth, a book he reads every single day. It is the last remaining copy of the King James Bible. Eli's journey brings him to a ramshackle town controlled by a man named Carnegie. The town looks like a dusty western outpost with a saloon, where water is rationed and Carnegie rules like a warlord. Carnegie is a literate man, obsessed with finding a specific book, the Bible. He believes the book's words hold a power that can manipulate the weak and illiterate masses, allowing him to control their hearts and minds and build a nation. He has sent his motorcycle gangs out for years to find it, but they always return empty-handed. When Eli walks into the local bar to trade animal pelts and recharge his battery, he is immediately targeted by a biker gang. In a brilliantly shot, silhouetted fight scene, Eli dispatches the entire gang with surgical precision, proving he is not just a traveler but a killing machine. Carnegie witnesses this and immediately wants Eli on his side. Carnegie invites Eli to his quarters and asks him to read a book for him, hoping Eli is literate, but Eli refuses. Carnegie then orders his stepdaughter, Solara, a beautiful young woman trapped in a life of servitude, to seduce Eli for information. Instead of giving into temptation, Eli shares a simple meal with Solara and teaches her a prayer. Touched by his kindness, Solara reports to Carnegie that Eli reads, but she saw a book. The next morning, Carnegie's men try to forcibly take the book, but Eli holds them at gunpoint. In the chaos, Eli is shot, but miraculously, the book itself stops the bullet, saving his life. Realizing the danger, Eli escapes the town, but not before Solara decides to follow him, abandoning her mother, Claudia, who is blind and dependent on Carnegie. Eli reluctantly lets her come, but under his rules. Do what I say, when I say it. As they travel west, Eli teaches Solara the basics of survival. They stumble upon a seemingly untouched house in the middle of nowhere. An elderly couple, George and Martha, welcome them with hot tea and shelter. Everything seems too perfect. George brings out suspiciously fresh meat while Martha plays a cracked phonograph record. Meanwhile, Carnegie is furious. He knows Eli has a Bible, and he will do anything to get it. He leads his convoy in pursuit, but he has a problem. His lead enforcer, Red Ridge, is growing discontent. During a stop, Carnegie reveals the depth of his obsession. He explains that without the book, he has no foundation for his new society. To secure the book, Carnegie tells Red Ridge that once he has it, they won't need the elderly, the weak, or anyone who remembers the old world. They can finally purge the town. Solara and Eli are eventually ambushed by Carnegie's convoy. A massive gunfight erupts. A rocket blows up their car, and Eli is wounded by a bullet in the side. Solara tries to fight, but they are captured. Carnegie gets what he wanted. The leather-bound Bible is in his hands. He forces Solara to watch as he takes Eli's machete and orders Red Ridge to drive Eli into the desert to die. However, Solara manages to cause a distraction, driving a truck through the convoy. In the chaos, Eli recovers his machete, kills Red Ridge, and frees Solara. But the book is gone. Now, severely wounded and weakened, Eli insists they continue west. Solara wants to go back to fight Carnegie and get the book back, but Eli explains something profound. The mission was never about the physical object in his backpack. He taps his head. I've been carrying it here. I've been reading it every day for 30 years. This revelation gives them the strength to push on. They finally reach the Golden Gate Bridge, a rusted skeleton of the past. They row a boat across the bay to Alcatraz Island. Just before they land, Eli collapses. A patrol finds them and takes them inside the prison, which has been transformed into a sanctuary of civilization. Here, a curator named Lombardi guards a printing press and a library, desperately trying to preserve the culture of the old world, including the Bible. They lack a complete copy. Eli, now lying on a bed with his eyes half closed, delivers the ultimate twist. Solara looks closely at his eyes, realizing what we as the audience might have missed. She waves a hand in front of his face. Eli says, "Don't need to see. I walked with faith. I am blind." Eli, a blind man, has been guided by God's protection all along, and his blindness is the reason he avoided the book's temptations and read it in Braille. As he lies dying, he begins to recite the entire King James Bible from memory. Scribes in Alcatraz furiously write down his words, preserving the text for the new world. Eli finishes his mission and dies peacefully from his wound, his purpose fulfilled. Meanwhile, back in the town, Carnegie eagerly opens the Bible to begin his reign of manipulation. But he is met with despair. The book is locked with a clasp, and the pages are all in Braille. Carnegie, being literate only in regular print, cannot read a single word. His leg wound, sustained earlier, has worsened. As he stumbles through the streets, screaming in rage, his body fails him. The very weapon he sought to use against others has defeated him. Claudia, seeing that Carnegie is now powerless, whispers to the townspeople. Without his enforcer and without the book's power, Carnegie collapses and is ignored, left to die as the town crumbles around him. After Eli's death, the sanctuary prints the restored Bible and places it on a shelf alongside the Torah, the Quran, and other religious texts, restoring balance to the world. Solara, now changed forever, decides not to stay in the safety of Alcatraz. She takes Eli's machete, his backpack, and his MP3 player. Strapping on his gear, she walks out the gates and heads back east, back into the wasteland, carrying the spirit of Eli with her. Perhaps going home to her mother, or simply walking the path of a new protector. Now, here is my opinion. The Book of Eli is an atmospheric, visually stunning film that remains underrated in the post-apocalyptic genre. The desaturated, almost monochrome color palette perfectly captures a world burned by the sun. Denzel Washington delivers a performance of intense stillness and precision. He is a warrior monk, brutal yet serene. The action sequences are shot with a distinct, fluid style, emphasizing geometric framing and silhouette violence, which makes them unforgettable. The true genius of this film, however, is the rewatch value. The twist that Eli is blind recontextualizes everything you just watched: how he smells the hijackers, why he bumps into things, why he taps his cane, and why he never takes the first shot. It's a twist that deepens the theme of faith rather than being a cheap trick. My only minor critique is that some of the supporting characters, like Carnegie's gang, feel a bit one-dimensional at times, and the film's pacing can be very deliberate. But the film's message about the power of words, that they can be used as a weapon or shield, is more relevant than ever. For its atmosphere, performances, and masterful storytelling, I give the Book of Eli a solid 9 out of 10. It's a true hidden gem. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching.